I wish to bring this statement. I'm not someone technically versed in economic or in complex financial issues, but I propose to deal with my budget speech in the following way today. I'll firstly talk about democracy, the present condition, including income, expense, the propositions that I've heard from this House, the item under the budget estimate, project in my constituency, the fear factors, the real fear factors that exist as of today, the socialist approach, the trust we have in the nation, and finally, innovation and prospect as to our future and present. Democracy, Mr. Speaker, sir, is a Greek word deriving from demos and kratos, people and rule. It is a government of the people, for the people. I lay emphasis on the word for the people, by the people. Why is it important that we look at the word for the people? For the people means a government who has a responsibility, a duty to look after its people. Duty in terms of health sector, education, pension, and so much more as we have in this country, the welfare state. That said, that duty is not only owed to a certain class or category of person, that duty is owed to each and every one, irrespective of color, race, nation, creed, religion, whether he be poor or rich. So how does democracy work? It runs on the executive, legislative, and judiciary. There are different components which are very important. These components protect our democracy. Now that we know there are components which are primordial to our democracy, how does those institutions work? There must be income on one side, expenditure on another side. Income, for example, for our country would be tourism, textile, services that we provide, sugarcane, sugars that we sell. Expenditures will be, we have very high expenditure on petroleum products, ready-made garment. Who, as of today, can vouch that his house contains only locally made product? Nobody. And the various ministerial department institutions that exist in our democracy requires money, requires funding. So to follow, it was very important, once again, while not being someone engaged in finance, to understand the concept of GDP, Gross Domestic Product, comme on le dit, Produit Intérieur Brut, which in the Wikipedia goes on, is a monetary measure of the market value of all the final goods and services produced in a specified period of time. That said, when we know what is the GDP of a country and what makes up the GDP of a country, it's very important as well to understand the word recession. In macroeconomics, it is termed as a period of temporary economic decline, during which trade and industrial activities are reduced, generally identified by a fall in GDP into successive quarters. Recession can be V-shaped recession, U-shaped recession, L-shaped recession. I don't intend to dwell into these factors, but surely what I can tell today is recession would appear to be a declining line in terms of services. Let's face it, our income as of today with this pandemic has decreased. It is going to continue to decrease undeniably. Why? Let's face it, frontiers are closed. Hotel sectors are not working. Textile factories have to readjust. While our expenditures, it has remained the same. We are still used to foreign products. We're still used to government services, free health care, free education, free transport for all people, and so many more. That said, when we have our income on the decrease and expenditure is still the same, what do we do? What are we meant to do? We have to find a solution. What kind of solution? The solution, as of today, for any democratic country is to come up with a budget estimate. A budget estimate that is brought in this August Assembly to be debated, to be studied in order to find the most practical, viable solution. What have I heard being a young member? I've been hearing critics, but I have to admit some members did come with some rather relatively constructive proposals, despite not going in depth, which I would so much have loved, and everybody would have enjoyed. Because this country is not only for the government side, it is for each and everyone. Each and everyone has to be accountable, take up his responsibility, not just criticize, but propose, at least show something concrete in terms of proposal. Once again, I wish to reassure, credit must go to certain members who have come up with positive criticism and proposal. Amidst things that I've heard is, nous vivons depuis 6 ans à crédit. I was baffled. I'm asking myself, 6 ans à crédit? How is it possible? We're still having free education, free healthcare, free transport, pension have risen to threefold. How is it possible? Maybe it was slip of the tongue of the member who said that. Very likely it was slip of the tongue, because this country, this government have been working.
Come on.
And I am happy to take criticism, that's fine. But I'll talk what I really believe, what I understand. Some of you do understand better than me. I'm very happy to see the proposal coming very soon. So, coming back to this proposal, and coming back to what I heard a long time ago, there are groups, parties, which have commission d'éducation, représentant la santé, group leaders for pension, for blue economy. Why, as of today, all this brilliant brain? I'm not talking as partisan. I'm talking as a citizen of this country. Why all this brilliant brain today hasn't brought anything in concrete in terms of paper? This is my proposal. This is where I think we can get money from. This is how we can expand it.